Okay, so this is going to be a really, really strange video. It was meant to be the continuation of the third season of this series, but unfortunately, things did not work out as I expected them to. So we're joining Sienna just after she finished bowling with her brother, and she's getting home quite late. Paco was staying up waiting for her. And they're just going to get down to the not the nitty gritty, the hanky panky, as you know, a couple does. So the idea for this, I can't really call it an episode, but for this video, is basically I want to try to do something with Sam using the new pack. I was very interested in that kind of gameplay, but I don't really have time to like really set up a whole nother, family and, try to make it work that way. So I figured I would just do that using my existing Sims and this existing Let's Play, because it's not just about Sienna doing her business, it's also about her starting a family as well. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to just jump into the game and give it a try, age him up and all that. So this is actually my second attempt doing this. The first attempt, I jumped in, I tried to redesign the little room so that I could use some items from the pack. And I also tried to age him up, but I couldn't age him up, and I wasn't exactly sure why. It was just grayed out, and it said, I can't remember what it said, something about the option not being open. So I wasn't able to do that. But as you could see just a little bit ago, it's not grayed out anymore. And this was my second try. So I was happy to see that I could do that. I think one of the main problems, not I think, I'm 100% certain the main problem was I had outdated mods. So I jumped and the game basically froze when I was trying this the first time. It didn't freeze, but it was like stuck on a still image of, how can I even put this? It was like going 3 times speed. They weren't doing it. They were like sleeping at like 3 times speed, but the time was not advancing. That's the best way that I can put it. So I could do things. I could move around. I could go in and out of different modes, but I couldn't actually like build, and I couldn't actually do anything further. So it was incredibly frustrating. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to give it some time. I'm going to jump out of the game, try to fix my mods folder, come back in and try to make it work. But as you'll see, it did not exactly work out as I planned. So we're just noticing that they're going throughout their daily routine. And basically, I want to try to make them more of a family unit. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to make that happen, though. So one of the first things that I noticed, and there are some things I'm going to notice throughout this video, was that Paka didn't have any real relationship to Sam. So I had him adopt him as a care dependent. That was the first step. That was the first good thing that we did. So now he will autonomously try to help the baby, not just simply as a stranger, but as a person who cares about the baby. He'll be more concerned with the baby from now on, which is great. And Paka, I want, again, to have it be more where it's a family now. Like, they're not married yet, but they will eventually get married, unless something happens in the game that makes that change. So I'm going to have him be with her here on the lot, and he's going to be doing his job here. And he's a writer, so I'm just going to have him be writing. And I was mentioning before, in the original part to this, I had redesigned the room. Actually, it didn't look very nice. I really do prefer the way that it looks now with the CC. And yeah, this, okay. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Again, there was a situation with the mods. I had to reinstall them. So the game doesn't recognize that she's already paid this loan off. So we're just going to cheat that. we definitely 100% went through the trouble of paying off that loan over the previous 2 seasons. And we're not dealing with this anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of this loan. All right. So if you didn't see that in the previous part, now you can celebrate with us that we paid the debt off. We really did legitimately pay it off, though. All right, so I'm going to try to get Sienna in a good enough mood so that once she ages Sam up, she'll be able to basically take care of him without needing to stop to take care of herself. And because I had jumped out and, I reinstalled some mods and I saw that there was a problem, I just wanted to make sure that she was still pregnant. Again, in the previous part, we know that she's pregnant. She doesn't know that she's pregnant yet, like in the game. So I took away the icon that tells her that she's pregnant. And so then therefore also she doesn't show that she's pregnant, but technically she is. So I'm glad that that didn't break. It'd be really important to me that didn't mess up. So as you're starting to see, things are starting to get a little bit chaotic. It's like, while I was doing this, I'm also kind of trialing, am I able to actually like raise Sam and play them at the same time and run the bookstore at the same time? Like I'm trying to weigh all these options together. So one thing that I like about the new pack is that I'm pretty sure she can take him as an infant to, like, if, for example, if we were to stay with Paka at his house, the biggest problem would be that we would have Paka's money, and that's not a thing that I want to do. But on the other hand, we could just buy this lot as a retail lot, and then we could just basically travel here and then just stay here as we would need to. And that would make life a lot easier for me, but I'm not sure if that's actually legitimately feasible. But in any case, this was the most exciting. It's supposed to be the beginning of the video, really, was just simply to age Sam up and to see, basically how we would be playing with him as an infant now. So it's really quite exciting. So I decided to randomize his trait, and they gave him the worst trait, obviously. So that's not going to help. It was like, I thought that in the beginning, but I didn't know just how chaotic it was going to be. This kid is never not in a bad mood. And that really did not help. As you can see, there's, several different things that he could be. It's so cute the way that they have him just sort of drift down to the ground. There were so many different personalities that he could have, but he wound up with the worst one, which, that sucks. I also like the milestone system. I think that's very cute. I think it's really adorable, and it helps us celebrate the little moments. So it said that his first smile was unlocked, which was really great. So, of course, I didn't want to waste time redoing the room like I did the first time. So I just decided to buy whatever I needed, like as I needed it. So I wanted a place to set him down, and I wanted a place to be able to change him. So that's why I bought those items. Look, he's so cute. Also, I went through to change his clothes, but I have a mod that has your Sims stand still when you are in CAS, and that it conflicts heavily with this pack. So you can't really see him. You can't click his head. All you can see is his stretched out feet. So you can click his body, but you can't click his head. So I can't change his hair. I can't really see what he looks like. So I kind of skipped that part. I didn't show that part in this video. It's long enough as it is. I didn't show that part, but I went through and gave him some proper clothes. All right, so now we're on to the next big thing in terms of this Let's Play. I don't know how I worked this out in the beginning, what their relationship was, but I realized as I'm doing this that they are not related to each other. And so it gave me the option to adopt Sam. And so we have now technically adopted Sam, which is really, really exciting. Yay! So now that's technically her son, and she is technically his mom. And that makes me so happy. I'm super, super excited about that. You'll see if I open the sim profile, it'll say son, yay! And so I'm not exactly sure like what the relationship balance is going to be between her, Paka, and Sam. But we will figure that out as we go along. I think Paka, though, is an amazing dad. He'll be doing a really great job. So another thing that I noticed as I was playing, this crib, actually, I downloaded some custom content, and that custom content actually replaces the default crib with that crib. So it's from what I understand now, it is not a crib that you can get in the game. It's not the default crib in the game. There's a mod that I have that's causing that to look that beautiful. I was really, really wondering. I thought, oh my gosh, well, like this is some free content that they have in the game, but it's not. It's actually a mod. Okay, so I bought a crib, and we're on to the next big frustrating part. The fact that this crib does not work. And I'm not exactly sure if I have CC that's installed that's making it break, or if it's a glitch in the game, because I did try this game a little bit before, but I don't remember using a crib. I remember using this little toy thing that he's lying on right now. I remember doing that. But, and I don't remember it glitching like that. Oh, this guy came over. He's a guy that she interviewed. They're not really friends, so he really shouldn't be here. But I was just trying to get things to work. Also, in the original version of this, I didn't have MC Command Center, which made it, oh my goodness. There were so many things that were going on that was making it very difficult for me to play this game. I'm just going to say that. The second time, I will say it went smooth enough that I could make a video out of it, but it was still pretty glitchy. As you can see, the baby will not stop moving under their feet. And I really don't understand why. I'm 100% positive that did not happen when I play tested, when I play tested the game after buying it. And when I play tested it, I didn't have any mods installed. I made sure to turn them off. And here we have Kohei throwing shade for absolutely no reason. Why do we even still have his number? Kohei, is not about you. He's so rude. This is like the rudest thing I've ever seen. Kohei, bug off. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, while we were receiving rude text messages from from Kohei, Paka is being an amazing dad and just like, taking care of the baby and making sure that he's calm and all that. So for now, things seem not so bad. It just seems like, oh, there's a weird glitch when you put him on this little play thing, but it seems like it's not so bad. Okay, so there's this little glitch here. So I think that if I were to play without the CC installed, we could still make things happen in the game itself, like for the series, because she's paid off her loan. That's the most important thing. Okay, so I had her check his needs or like take care of his needs like all together. I'm not sure if that's due to higher parenting level or not, but I thought that was a really good animation. I thought it was a really good thing that she could do. And as we can see, Sam is fascinated by his mommy. He loves her. It makes me so happy. But he's on the floor under her feet again. And that doesn't make me so happy. And so in trying to figure out how to do things, because this is my second time only actually trying out the content of the new pack, the Growing Together pack. I didn't know that you could upgrade that thing, so she has pretty good handiness, so I'm going to have her do that, and I'm going to have Paka basically take care of the baby while she's busy doing that. And so as I'm doing this, I'm just trying to consider, how I'm going to balance all of this with them, for example, with Paka working. And Paka, for whatever reason, continues to be flirty this entire time. And it's like, can you not be so flirty around the baby? Can you calm down, please? But anyway, so Paka is not meant to actually be here all the time, like in the Let's Play itself. But I don't know, this whole idea of the family, this is supposed to be part of the Let's Play, and it's like they're together, and actually she's like pregnant with his child. They don't know it yet, but I'm like, they need to be a family. But because of the glitching, it's like, okay, should I just make them a new place? Should I just make them a new place? Paka's lot, for example, it doesn't have any CC, so it would be easy to move them there and to just use the game items and to not worry so much about the CC. But her bookstore is all CC, and I don't really want to get rid of that. Her trailer has a lot of CC, and I don't really want to get rid of that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So anyway, even though, okay, we can see another one of his quirks. He's a snuggly sleeper, super cute. So he fusses a lot, and when we try to put him in the crib, he will teleport to the feet of the person who tried to put him in the crib. And so it's very, very weird. So we noticed when we tried to put him in the little playpenny looking thing, he would only occasionally teleport to under their feet. But when he is in the crib, we'll just use quotation marks, when he's in the crib. Oh, and we can also see he has another quirk where he frequently sneezes, and it is so cute. It's the most adorable little animation and noise I've ever heard. And it's probably because we live in a dusty lot. So it told me that he was a very particular sleeper. He likes to be held when he sleeps. He's so tired. He is dying to get some sleep. And so I tried to make it so that she carried him in the carrier. That's what they suggested. But the animation doesn't work. You can see I tried it in an original, like, first try of this pack, not of this series, but of this pack. And it didn't work the first time, but it worked the second time. So I noticed that, okay, there should be a carrier there. It shouldn't just be her arms folded behind her. And here we have Jenna trying for a baby. So maybe Jenna will have another baby throughout the course of this. maybe that the Akiyama family will have 4 kids. But as you can see, she's just simply carrying him. And like, I didn't know if this was a glitch or if this is how it's supposed to be, because you can carry a baby kind of like that. Her one arm is twisted in a really unnatural position. So I thought this must be a glitch. And I'm like, I'm not sure if you're supposed to buy a carrier or if the carrier is automatic. I have no idea. But it's not working. So I tried to get her to stop and she kind of froze like that, which was very weird. So I had to reset her. Anyway, I think I was mentioning before that they told me that, he's a very specific kind of sleeper. So he doesn't want to sleep by himself. He wants somebody to hold him either in their arms or in a carrier. And I'm not sure how to make that work. So we saw I was trying desperately to get him in the back carrier. And now I'm going to have her sit with him and try to rock him to sleep. And now we have another glitch. Oh my goodness. I just cannot win. So she can't sit properly in a seat while she's holding him. It could be me. It could be my game. It could be my mods. I have no idea. I haven't had any time to watch anybody else's Let's Plays or playthroughs with this pack. Oh, I also noticed for the first time that they changed the very playful. I think it's much better now. I like it a lot more now. And I also think it's kind of cool that she can sort of check her phone while she's cuddling with the baby. It makes it look very organic, very natural. This is one of the things I liked about The Sims 2. In The Sims 2, your Sims would do things simultaneously. So it wasn't like they were just sitting there bored out of their mind, just waiting for something to happen the entire time. Alrighty. There he goes. He woke up. He's so cute. Okay, so I was hoping that while he was sleeping in her arms, she could just kind of, like while he was asleep, put him in the crib. But he woke up. And I don't think that would work anyway. So here, again, I tried to put him in the crib. And now he's under her feet. And he'll just be under her feet. And I was like, is this just going to be a thing? So now it's getting a little bit late in the day and she has to fulfill her own needs, so yeah, that's just a thing. Baby's just stuck under her, following her all around. Now, technically the baby is, in quotations now, in the crib. So if I try to interact with the baby, they will interact with the baby as though the baby's in the crib, or they will say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't reach the baby. Oh, I don't know where the baby is or whatever. And it's really, really, really bizarre. So, I mean, it's nice that I can have him in the room with them at the same time, but he's like under the chair in a very uncomfortable position and it's not very natural. And so this is not necessarily how I want this to be. But as you can see, he is like happy enough. He'll have those happy buffs, and which makes me happy. But as you can see, he's struggling a lot. Like his bladder goes down super fast. His hunger goes down super fast. And I cannot for the life of me just get him to sleep and build up his energy so that he can just sleep and then we can take care of him when he wakes up. It's just something that I can't do. So I was trying desperately, how can I make this happen? So as you can see, I clicked on help with needs and I was like, okay, maybe this will help. I think that she is trying to solve his immediate need, which is to put him to sleep. And he's just, I was starting to feel the stress of parenthood while I was doing this. I'm like, this is probably what it's really like. So I was happy that he peed, which is good. But like now I have to consider changing his diaper. I have to consider feeding him. I have to try to put him in the crib. And at certain points, they won't do what you ask them to do. And I think the main problem is that they're waiting for the animation of him crying to stop, which is very weird. And this is something that I think I noticed in the playthrough without CC. So that's just something that happens in the game automatically. Like, there's no need for you to wait for him to stop crying. Just pick him up and put him in the crib and let him cry in the crib is basically what I was thinking. That would be more organic. So Paka finished his book, which is great. And his needs were pretty bad, so I stopped a little bit to help him out with his needs. And as you can see, I'm trying to get her to feed him, but she won't because he's too tired. This is very realistic. I have no complaints about this. This is how it's like in real life. It was very stressful and very realistic. So I don't have a problem with that. But I was just freaking out because I could not get him to actually sleep in terms of that was something that I think is not programmed into the game where it would be so difficult to get him to sleep. But the combination of the CC, his personality, and the fact that he was hungry at the same time, it was making it very, very difficult for me to just get him to do things. And I'm trying different things. I'm trying to see if I sit him down first, if I'm holding on to him first, does it make any difference? And nothing was really working. So I remember in the original playthrough that I did of this, where I just wanted to see how the game works, that the baby can sleep in this little thing. And so I was like, okay, if he can't sleep in the crib, if he can't sleep on the floor, I'll just put him in here and hope for the best. And yes, luckily he fell asleep. Oh my God, he fell asleep. It took me all day, but he finally fell asleep. All right, and now we can move on to the next glitch, which is, where is he? He's like a mass of, like, clump of program cells or something. and he'll phase in and out of existence. His head will pop in and out of existence. It's really, 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 really bizarre. Okay, so here's another new thing in the game where you can earn or gain personality traits, which is something I didn't know about before, but I think is awesome. I think that's a really, really good addition to the game because, I mean, who doesn't change with life, right? That's just a really important thing. I'm not sure if it came with the pack or if it's base game. I'm also a little annoyed because I think I have like a UI cheats thing, and if the game adds something to the UI and you don't update the UI cheats, it will not sync. So I can't see the milestones at this point, which is really frustrating. So Paka, I'm going to try to get Paka to go to sleep as well. And we're going to wind down for this evening. And the baby is hungry, so I know for sure we're going to have to feed him sooner than later. So as much as I just wanted to just have them sleep and just have that be the moment where they can just sleep as a family, I knew that I was going to have to feed him sooner or later because he was just simply too hungry to stay asleep. So basically, almost as soon as Paka went to bed, I had Sienna get up, and I felt he had slept enough that he wouldn't fuss if she tried to feed him. So just hoping to just feed him and then put him back in the bed. Oh, I don't blame you, little boo-boos. He's so hungry. I was like legitimately thinking this is exactly what it's like to have a baby. The animations of him crying and like fussing and moving his arms and legs up and down is perfect. Like that is exactly what babies look like. You can see sometimes little tears come out of his eyes. It's really, really super cute. And I want to do more with this. Like I want to perfect this. Like I was thinking to myself, this is a challenge in the game I've never like. Of course, there's a problem with the conflicts with the mods, like, obviously. But at the same time, I don't think it's entirely that. I think it's meant to be very difficult to have an infant, and it should be because in real life it is. So I was thinking, wow, there's actually some challenge to the game. It's so cute when they burp the baby after they feed the baby. It's so cute, little bubbles come out. It's so cute. I love these animations when they're holding the baby. Oh, I don't know what I was doing here. I was just checking to see the relationship. That's her younger sister. So technically, yeah, that would be his aunt, but she's younger than him. I think that's cool when that kind of happens. It happens in life, you know. When parents have babies kind of young, and then they have another baby when they're older. That just tends to happen. All right, so now we can finally sleep as a family. So at that point, I had left the game and I had come back. I wasn't happy where I left it, so there was a little bit more that I wanted to do. So as we can see, we have another quirk for Sam, and that is that he's an early riser, which is unfortunate because he's fussy enough as it is. So just imagine that he gets up at 6 a.m. every day and he's not even ready to get up yet. Just sleep, little lima bean, just sleep. Okay, so we're going to have Paka basically take care of the baby, and we'll be seeing quite a few milestones in this part, which is good. But yeah, so as we can see, he unlocked the blowout milestone where he kind of, so now he's pretty filthy. And one of the weird things about this day is I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with Sienna. And I'm like, it is virtually impossible for me to advance the story. I simply cannot advance the story and take care of the baby at the same time. It's just simply not possible. And so it's nice to have Paka there, but Paka is technically not Sam's dad. Paka is Sienna's boyfriend more than anything. And, you know, he has a whole job. He has a whole thing that he needs to be doing. He has his own house. He has his own thing going on. And I'm like, it doesn't feel realistic that he would just give up all of that and then just move like into this little trailer with her and, you know, try to take care of the baby while she's running the bookstore. Oh, here we have our next little milestone where he pees while he's getting his diaper changed. It's so good. I love it. I just think this is a really good addition. And I can't wait till he gets the sit-up milestone. We'll see something about that later. All right, so I was just saying that I'm not exactly sure how to balance the parenting Let's Play with the company Let's Play, because one of the main things I wanted to do in this season was have her open her bookstore and be running the bookstore while trying to raise Sam at the same time. But I can barely, who are we? I can barely get anything started. It's like every time I think I'm ready for something else, the baby his needs simply are just depleting so quickly. And so that I can't really manage to do anything else. I had Paka try to clean him up. It didn't work. I had him try to change his diaper. It didn't work. His hygiene is still very low. So now we're going to have a bath. And apparently when you have a bath, they give you this cute little thing that you put the baby in. It's so cute. I love little details like this. They make me so happy. So we're going to clean the baby in the bath with the little bucket thingy. So cute. I remember when my sister had her first kid, she would clean him like that in the sink. And we unlocked another milestone. And another thing that I was kind of starting to feel bad about, Paka is getting all the milestones. So, like, Sienna's missing everything. It's like, Sienna, like, oh, I felt really bad. I didn't know what to do with Sienna in this part. And here you can see, Paka was happy about having a mermatic, I can't say it, bubble bath. Like, you didn't have a bath, Paka. Okay, so anyway, let me see if I can try to remember what I was trying. Oh yeah. So the baby was hungry, and I wanted to put the baby in. Oh yeah, I was looking at this wicker basket. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if it's for the base game, but it looks nice, just like the other one did. And so I'm really confused about the what do you call them, bassinets. So anyway, so I wanted to feed Sam, but it turns out that Sam has to unlock the setup milestone first in order for me to put him in and I think that is so awesome. Like I like little things like this. So the game is not making it easy for you. It's like, hey, the baby's not ready for that yet, and I'm like, no, he's not. Let's just keep nurturing him. Let's just keep like taking care of him so that he'll unlock more and more milestones. But it's just kind of sad for Sienna because she's just kind of there. So her fun was a little low, so I decided that before I would have her try again with the baby, I would build up her fun a little bit and have Paka basically try to just take care of a few more of his needs while they were together. And we can see Paka is an awesome dad. This is what I was trying to tell you before, that he's just an awesome dad and he's doing an awesome job. And Sam, I mean, I'm not sure if they programmed it into the game where a baby would be kind of like, I don't like this person. I don't want this person taking care of me. I think that would be kind of cool too, if you could see how the baby would react to different family members, or how the baby would react to being around strangers and things like that. That would be cool if they did that. But I'm not sure exactly, if it's possible or if they did or not. I actually have no idea. All right, so Paka is super happy because he's a mermaid and he likes baths for some reason. All right, so once again, I had him just try to sit with Sam, and he also glitched. So I was wondering if it was because it's a custom content chair. Maybe that might be part of the reason why. So I decided to sort of pause for a second and see if I could switch the chair out and if that would resolve the problem. Okay, so we have, and I love the furniture that came with this pack. I mentioned it in another video that I did where I was trying to introduce the pack a little bit. I think that it might be my favorite pack. I don't even know what to say. Like in terms of the furniture, in terms of the quality, it's just so beautiful. Okay, and so yeah, as you can see, it didn't work, and Sam is still struggling to, with his needs. It's like I would prefer for him to be green most of the time, and for me to just be able to put him down and have him sleep, but the game said, hey, he's fussy baby. He's gonna want you to hold him in order for you to put him to sleep. Or, I have a weird game with weird mods in it that makes it so that he can't just stay in the crib. He has to teleport under their feet for some reason. And so I'm assuming, okay, he's quote unquote in the crib. Oh yeah, here's a little part where they talk about the milestones, which we can't see here. I apologize for that. I'm pretty sure that's my fault. But yeah, these are what the milestones are. And so, I'm assuming that since he's quote unquote in the crib, he ought to be able to, like, they ought to be able to interact with him, in ways where he's like, if they just go to the crib and try to interact with him, they should be able to. So that's what I tried to do here. There's a lot of trial and error in this. Like you can see, I'm not advancing the story at all for the series. I'm just simply trying to see how I can make this work. And it is so chaotic. So at first, Sienna was like, oh, sorry, I can't. And once again, sometimes I think there is a conflict between when the baby is crying and when they're actually able to interact with the baby. So she did go to the crib after all. Okay, so here's Jenna. Okay, we love you, Jenna. Bye. Okay, so, and she is interacting as though he is in the crib. So I was thinking that she must be able to touch him or get him out of the crib technically, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. And I'm like, well, so where is he technically? Okay. Are you serious? At least his face is above the water. It kind of looks like it's like not necessarily, or no, it's in the water, but it's above the bottom of the tub. I see how it is. But he's a no, he's not a mermaid baby. The baby to come is a mermaid baby. So, yeah, well, luckily he's okay. But he is so tired. And so I'm thinking, if he's in the crib and he's that tired, the quote unquote in the crib, why doesn't he just sleep? Like while he's just lying there, if he's that tired? That was another thing that was really, it was a really difficult question to answer. To kind of reconcile why he wouldn't just autonomously fall asleep if he is that tired. Like he's basically going to pass out, like, how the game works out, right? And so I was getting a little bit frustrated. So I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can sort of break the bond between these two by resetting. No, I can't. Okay, let me try it to see what happens if instead of clicking on the crib, I kind of click on the baby himself and see if she can interact with him that way. And I think it finally worked. So, yeah, she's like, sorry, I don't know where he is, can't find him or whatever. But then, yay, she can manifest him like from through the floor, from the first floor. Awesome. Okay, so now she has him. And I was trying to figure out how to put him to sleep again. Knowing from experience, it's not going to work. So I was like, well, let me try the back carrier again. And see if I can try to do something else while he's in the back carrier and hopefully he'll sleep. But I forgot when I tried this game the first time, I don't think the Sims can do many items with the baby in the back carrier at the same time, which is unfortunate, but reasonable. Maybe you don't want to be doing woodworking and there's a baby strapped to your back. I don't think that's a really good idea myself. So I noticed Pocket was bored. So I decided to have him play a game before he writes his next story. It would be really not good if he started to get like irritated while he was writing, because the quality of the book wouldn't be very good. And I was mentioning before, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with him. If I want him to stay on the lot, then obviously he'll be writing books. If he's writing books, maybe he can contribute to the household. But that's also a strange thing to say because he's rich, like he's wealthy. He has like, I don't know, several 100,000 simoleons. And Sienna doesn't want his money. So I don't think I finished this thought from before, but if she does move with him, I don't necessarily want her to use his money or to be as rich as he is, but then it makes it almost impossible for me to keep track of how much money she actually has. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to work this out. And even now, like while I'm thinking, while I'm trying to consider, okay, Paka can be on the lot, he can be writing books, and maybe we can get his royalties, because I don't know that she can actually make money the way that I was planning on running the bookstore. But we will see. We will definitely see. All right, so there's another weird glitch because they just don't stop. Basically, when she finishes building something, it just simply disappears. And I didn't recognize that at first. Another thing I wanted to do in this quote unquote episode, was try to get her to get a little bit more money so she could finish the second floor. That was part of the reason why I started the original first part of this episode by redoing the bedroom, the baby's room, basically. But that didn't work out. I couldn't save that anyway. And I didn't want to waste time doing it this time, but I at least wanted to get her to make some money by doing the woodworking. And you can see the little baby sneeze so cute. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so she can like interact with him. Technically, he's in the crib right now. So like whenever you see him under their feet, that means he's in the crib. And I'm not exactly sure why when I reset it, it doesn't reset to where he's out of the crib if he's connected to them. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this glitch. I would really like to figure it out because I don't know how to balance playing the game without the mods. I really don't, because we've already done we've done so much through the mods that in the custom content as well, that it would be very troublesome to all of a sudden start playing the game vanilla, But yeah, so he'll do this teleport thing. But luckily, for this one, he, for the most part, will stay in that little area. Sometimes he'll glitch out, but I think now we can finally put him to sleep. He will eventually go to sleep. He's a fussy baby, so he'll cry before he goes to sleep. So I had her continue to make things on this little thing, hoping that we could sell them. So then we could make a little bit of money. So then we could finish designing the second floor, which is like the last step before she opens her store. Yeah, so he's gonna fall asleep here. He's so cool. It's so cute when they cry and they fall asleep. I really, really, really do love the animations. They're so well done. But you can see his knees are going down so fast. His knees are going down super fast. Okay, and yeah, so I was hoping that I would at least be able to finish the second floor. So then by the next episode, we could probably consider the grand opening. But as you can see, it never ends. So now here's mom, and I didn't notice before, but the sink is broken. So yay! And I'm like, this is impossible. I cannot balance all of these things together. You may have noticed in previous episodes of this series that it's quite scripted, but not everything is scripted. Sometimes I'll just let her play, like I'll let her run her before when she was selling things off of her lot, for example, when she was building, I would just let things kind of play out and work it into the story. And so that's also a thing I could do. I could just continue this kind of open format style where it's less scripted, but there are story beats that I would like to continue with the Akiyama family, with Nalani, with Ariel, with Kohei. And so I'm like, I honestly don't know what to do. Because, part of me getting this pack was to be able to experience the parenting gameplay that comes along with it, with this series, right? So I'm just kind of considering what I should do. Okay, so Paka finished writing his other book, which is awesome. Oh, hi, Dad. Soon to be dad-in-law. I think that was really cute. I like the fact that they like each other. Okay, so I'm going to have him prepare some food. It's just helpful when you have a small child to just always have food ready. So I'm just going to have him do that now. And it looks like Grandma approves of little baby Sam. That's his grandmama now. Like, technically now it's official. It should say grandma or whatever, grandson, if I look into the Sims profile. And so, yeah, so now here we can see the most frustrating part of everything. I spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out if I could, get that stuff to appear in her inventory, and I literally could not get it to happen. I tried so many cheats, I tried so many like resets and all this kind of stuff. Didn't work. So this is basically where I just kind of gave up. I was like, I can't do anything I want to do in this part at all. So I was like, I'm just going to leave it here. I'm just going to edit the video. I'm just going to post it. I'm just going to see if anybody leaves any comments, any suggestions, and just try again the next time. So yeah, this is where we're going to leave the family. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me in this video. And once again, if you have any advice for me, I'd love to hear it. And I hope to see you again in the next part.